Bills and Eagles went at it in an absolute thriller. First quarter, no score. Now here's a huge play. Bills had hit on a huge offensive play, so they're moving, they're in scoring position, and then the ball's going to slip out of Allen's hands here. He thinks it's an incomplete pass, Dan, but it's ruled a fumble.
Yeah, so this is a really good job. One, Campbell, outstanding effort and awareness to get to the ball. Second time we've seen effort to a fumble. Josh is trying to throw that ball away in the keeper. It looks like he does. They keep it a fumble. It's a points off the board potential giveaway to the offense.
And in fact, it goes the other way. And the Eagles had some offense in the first half. They didn't.
I would like more of this.
How about A.J. Brown?
Under center, play action, big chunks. They boot the quarterback, pull him up. A.J. sells the corner, crosses face, and then they go under center down on the goal line again. Dallas Goedert has become the guy down there.
Eagles a 7-0 lead. Now we go to the third quarter. It's 13-0. The Eagles offense completely stopped in the second half, but the Bills couldn't take advantage. How about this catch by Terrell Shavers down there?
I trust him right now if I'm Buffalo. All this young man has done is made plays for this offense. Oftentimes it's in the blocking game for their running back, James Cook. He goes up against the best corner in football this year. Quinyon Mitchell makes a contested catch.
So now in the drive, it's the Bills going for it on a 4th and goal from the 2. Rex, ultimately Josh is going to keep it himself. Here's your guy.
Throw it.
I know it. Get in there, Josh. Get in there. But, man, he does a great tackle right there by the Eagles, and they were swarming here.
Came up just that much short. Bills turn her over on downs. They're still down 13-0. Fourth quarter, they have it in field goal range. 3rd and 8. Dan, you can't do this.
Yeah, but you live and die. You know, this is often a play that Josh makes. He gets outside the pocket. There's obviously frustration starting to boil in his play. He's running around. It's great coverage. It's great rush. Discipline. Rex knows about that, and it's an outstanding job by the defense.
Rex is going to break down what the defense did right on that play as we continue. Allen was sacked 5 times. Bills now a 3rd and 5. They need it badly. Khalil Shakir, he's out there, and that's a first down. Bills back in the red zone. They finally have it moving. They finally push it down near the goal line, and after so many times coming up short, Rex, they push Josh Allen home.
That's the snowplow, they call it in Buffalo. Rename it.
13-6 is your score, and it's going to be 13-7, and then it's not. Michael Badgley's kick is blocked. Schefter, the special teams, look at Jalen Carter.
Unbelievable play by Jalen Carter, getting his hand up. Special teams decide games.
And how many kicks has he blocked this year?
I was just going to say the same thing. 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Bills on a 4th and 10. We saw one hook and ladder. How about another?
Yeah, great play call. The 3rd and 10 before, I was like, that's a terrible play call when they ran the perimeter screen for nothing, but execution by Shavers and Ty Johnson. Huge moment in the game.
They made great catches for Allen down the field. We saw the one earlier from Shavers. Then how about this grab from Brandon Cooks?
I mean, if they can get this from Brandon Cooks somewhat consistently in their playoffs, that's going to be huge. His ability to make big plays down the field with his speed, but this is a tough, contested catch. It's outstanding individual effort.
Tom Brady was singing his praises, former teammate, on the broadcast. Now, Bills 3rd and goal from the 3. They need 6. And then the extra point to tie it. This is Dawson Knox. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Or is he? Rex, does he score?
No, he doesn't. Watch the elbow here, Greeny.
Just that
Boom.
short. So the Bills got to go for it again on a 4th down. What play do we call, Rex?
The snowplow.
Push him in.
Throw it on in
Allen goes in, so it's 13-12. So what do? We can kick the extra point and go for overtime, or we can go for the 2 and the win. Coach, what are we doing?
Well, you go for 2 here, man. You got the greatest red zone quarterback in the history of football.
And so, Dan, they go for the 2, they go for the win, and what happens?
Yeah, it's a great play call. Josh just misses it. I think it's probably one of the most egregious misses I've seen in Josh Allen's career. He's wide open as a play caller, Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator. You design something, you get your best player on offense, at least pass catching wise, wide open, and the miss is by multiple feet. Just a very uncharacteristic throw by Josh Allen. He knew it right away.
As Allen left the field, if you were a lip reader, even if you weren't, you could tell exactly how frustrated he was because he knew he missed an opportunity there. Bills are going to have to go it on the road now. As a result of their loss, the Patriots win the AFC East. Allen also, I'm not sure if I'm the only one who feels this way, he doesn't look right. He's been dealing with a foot the past few weeks. Yesterday, that lack of mobility showed. It was the first time in his career that he attempted 20 or more passes in a game with none of them coming from outside the pocket. Schefter, what do we know about the foot of Josh Allen?
He was getting it looked at after the game yesterday, and I would think that in the position the Bills are, assuming that the test didn't show anything more, he's not going to play this week. They'll hold him out this week, and they'll get him ready for the opening wild card round in the playoffs. Give him a week off to get that foot rested and hopefully improved so he can come back and look more the way that he has.
He'll play his first snap. He'll play the first snap, keep the start streak going.
Maybe.
Something like one of those kind. They play the Jets, so I mean, it's basically a forfeit. So it doesn't make any difference one way or the other as far as Allen is concerned. Actually, I take it back. Let's go back. Raise your hand if you agreed with the decision to go for 2 at the end of the game.
I had no problem with it.
See, here's the only reason I disagree. You can't, I understand the play is open. I understand he should hit it, and I understand it should have worked. But you can't make a decision knowing what the result is.
Sure.
You have to make the decision based upon what you have. The only reason I can see to go for the 2 is if you don't trust your kicker to make the extra point. Because otherwise, that game could have gone 5 more quarters. The Eagles had no offense. They wouldn't have scored in overtime. I absolutely would have kicked the extra point, tie the game, go to overtime. We're moving the ball up. If you're Buffalo, you're moving the ball up and down the field.
Yeah.
The Eagles' offense had negative yardage in the second half.
Okay, so a couple things. I agree with the call. Number 1, 5 minutes to go, you have no shot winning the game because you're down 13-0. 2, you're really just trying to find a way to steal the division, and so you have to win out, and then New England would have had to lose next week. Unlikely, right?
Yeah, very unlikely.
Maybe, you never know. And then 3, for me, it always comes down to if you go into that game and you love a play call by your study in that situation, you're like, hey, we got a great play call in this situation, in their 2-point play defense. I love the play call. I feel very confident in it. You call the play, and you trust that your players will execute at a high level.
Most times, the analytics would say if you're playing at home, that no, you kick the thing and you take it in overtime. That's what normal thinking is. Here's what's not normal. You have the greatest player, in my opinion, in plays in the red zone. He makes us throw 99 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened to him here, the foot injury, whatever, and not going to make excuses for him. I've never seen Josh make a throw that poorly. I really haven't.
Yeah.
And to me, you get the play you want, certainly. But when you're thinking, is this, Greeny, if you have this man on your football team, no way in hell am I going to let that team off. I'm going to be like, put it down there. We're going to score. That's how much faith you have in this quarterback. That's how much faith you have in the play that you design. You know what defenses are in.
Yeah.
So to me, I thought it was a no-brainer. You go for the 2, and obviously the results don't work. But, I mean, Josh Allen, like this.
Wait, was that
crazy.
the first time that you've ever seen Josh Allen lose a game?
First time I've ever seen him lose a game.
Always said, Rex's pet line is Josh Allen has never lost a game. His team loses, but he never does.
And-
This time he kind of did.
He kind of lost this one.
You're saying that you didn't like the decision to go for 2. I know, well, we all support it. I know if you were coaching the Bills, you absolutely would have gone for 2. And you know I can prove that?
Tell me.
Because you would never have wanted to stand out in the rain any longer. You'd want that game over.
They got to get out of the weather. But all kidding aside, we're going to take a break up the conversations here because we're going to get all over the Eagles side of this as well.
Yeah.
But Dan, Josh Allen, look, I think he's an unbelievable player. I'm not convinced he isn't the best player in the whole league. He certainly didn't look like it yesterday. Something is not right.
No, not at all. Critical moments out of control. That's how I would describe Josh's play yesterday. And I know it comes down to that final play. If you go a little bit earlier in the game, this is that 4th down stopper, that stop. So he's got the shallow cross. If you throw it out in front, it's a catch and score. But see the location of the ball, it stops him, then allows the tackle to be made. Epps made some big tackles. Now you go to 4th down, right? I want you guys to pay attention to the motion person because, Greeny, you're talking about the scramble. He starts to the top of the screen. It's not there. This is a designed swing screen with the tight end as the lead blocker. It's there. If you just dump the ball to Cooks, he's going to walk in. He still is going to walk in. But Josh, out of control in a way, you love the competitiveness. He's still wide open. He decides to take it on his own instead of just trusting that simple read. And then this is the 2-pointer. You go a little bit of high and low. You get Palmer down short to pull the corner. It's great. And then Josh is going to make this throw, I feel, 100 out of 100 times. For some reason, he doesn't on that one. And so, but he's fallen away from the pressure and very uncharacteristic in those moments.
All right, I have to pause on that thought briefly, but we have much more to do on that game.
Trying to pull out some heroics.
They go to push him over the goal line, and he is in. The Eagles get a taste of their own medicine with a tush push. Bills need the 2-point conversion for the win. Allen fires to the end zone, and he misses.
It comes down to us executing, making one more play than they did, and we didn't make that last play. I didn't make that last play.
All right, we're in the middle of this game here. Always tough to go to Buffalo and win with the extreme weather conditions. Eagles do it by allowing just 12 points, second fewest by any road team at Buffalo in the last 5 years. The defense helped carry an Eagles offense that went ice cold in the second half. They had 16 total yards on their offensive side in the second half and won. After the game, here was Nick Sirianni on another tough offensive showing.
You know, we have to do a better job of helping them be in positions to succeed. I got to help. I put it on myself. I got to help, you know, with some things there, with some things that I know we want to get called. You know, Kevin did a good job in that first half, but I got to help in that second half a little bit, getting some things that we want to get called there. And then, you know, in execution, it's everything, right?
So Sal Paolantonio sent me notice that he had said that because he thought it was significant. Sort of the first time Nick Sirianni has made comments like that about his sort of embattled offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. I mean, the numbers are what the numbers are. In the second half, the Philadelphia Eagles had 16 total offensive yards, -2 net yards in their passing game, and won. So my question to you, Rex, is look, they find a way to win. They are unbelievable. They're in the first half, they looked like a championship team. But is that offense that we saw yesterday good enough to defend their Super Bowl championship?
No, their offense certainly isn't, but their defense certainly is. And so to me, I just think, look, number one, I got to say this. I love that by Nick Sirianni.
What he said.
Yes. And why? Because you're the head coach. Mm-hmm. You're the guy that takes the bullets, and he's taking the bullets. That really hasn't been necessarily the case over the years. So I think he's grown as a head coach. And I think that was tremendous. Okay, put it on you when it doesn't go well. Give all the credit to the players and your assistants when it goes well. So I love that from him. That tells me that he's got more leadership than I think people give him credit.
Right.
Okay. Now, with that being said, he does need to step up and take more responsibility in this offense. Things that I would like to see: get the quarterback underneath, absolutely, 100%. Run the football, yes. And the play action. But you need to get the quarterback involved in the run game. And why I say that is this young man has tailback skills. Mm-hmm. Tailback skills. All right? I don't understand. Like, he is as strong as most tailbacks in this league. Mm-hmm. Give him. He's the guy, the X factor. It is hard to create defenses around a quarterback that can run the ball. I think they need to step up. I would give this guy 10 carries in the playoffs every single game.
So, Dan, I mean, what do we see from that offense? Yeah. The whole game, I'm looking at their numbers here. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, their defense is supposed to be their Achilles heel. You're supposed to be able to run on them at will. Again, the Eagles had nothing in the second half.
Okay, let me say this. I love where Buffalo's defense is heading. Buffalo's run defense has improved over the last 4-6 weeks. They're young players. They got one of the best cover units in football. So I think there's credit to Buffalo's defense. I love where it's heading. In regards to Philly's offense, you never kept the defense for Buffalo off balance. What do I mean by that? 5 drives in the second half. Okay, the first and the third drive we're going to take out, but here's this drive. This is the second drive of the second half. They go pass, pass, pass. So 3 straight passes against that defense. And then you go to their final 2 drives. They go run, run, pass, run, run, pass. And so this is the stretch of 3 straight passes, but then the final 2 drives, run, run, you get 2 or 3 yards, run, 2 or 3 yards, and then you're in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. So you never kept this defense off balance, and that's kind of where they lost that rhythm. In the first half, I loved so many of the things that they did, but in the second half, there was this, you know, I often say, Greeny, don't call plays, you got to call the game. Yeah. And it was like calling plays. And when you line up against I think Buffalo's defense played very good. When you line up against the defense and you go pass, 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 against the best secondary in football right now, coverage-wise, or then you go run, pass, you're kind of in a predictable way playing into the hands of the defense.
Where do we sit with Philly right now?
Well, to me, they're so much more dangerous when Jalen Hurts is running the ball. And I just wonder if they've been saving him for this time of the year. And now that the playoffs are upon us, you can unleash this X factor weapon that makes your offense so much more dynamic. And the defense has really stepped up and is playing at a great level, good enough for them to win and make an extended postseason run. This team can win with its defense. So if the offense can elevate a little bit with Jalen Hurts running more, a lot seems possible in Philly.
Absolutely, and I think it's critical for this team to get the number 2 seed.
Okay.
And the reason for it is, when's the last time you saw Philly get beat in a playoff game at home?
been a very long
can't
time.
remember.
Right.
I literally can't remember. I remember 2 Super Bowl runs. All right.
I think Seattle beat them like 6 years ago.
Yeah, but that literally,
long,
like it's crazy.
a different incarnation of this team.
Yeah.
Yes, and when they play at home, boy, that defense gets brave, and they are really good. And I think there's a comfort level that Hurts has playing at home as well. Now, so to me, that's critical. Schefter, you hit it right on the head because I think they must be holding it back. You know, you want to keep your quarterback healthy and things, but my gosh, he is such a weapon as a runner.
Yeah,
you got to use him.
See, but the first half, they were so good. 174 yards. I loved they went under center play action. They actually had 13 personnel run. I thought Jalen Hurts was elite when it comes to his pocket management, which is something that's kind of been hit or miss over the past couple of years. It was probably the best of the management of the pocket he's had all season long. I just think in the second half, their first drive, they ran a one-man route on first down, not there, negative run on second down. And then they had that backed up drive where you're trying to be cautious and protect against the negative
they were on
play.
the 1 yard line.
Other than that, that's why Nick Sirianni's comments of like, hey, we're a little bit too predictable in the play calling in some of those drives.
Seconds left. Caleb Williams was unable to find Jahdae Walker in the end zone again. This was the crazy, frenetic final play of what was an unbelievable game in San Francisco. In the end, as that ball falls just short, it sets up Seattle and San Francisco for the top seed in the NFC on Saturday. Let's show you where everything stands right now. Again, we have that game Saturday night. We also have the game that will decide the NFC South. Dan Orlovsky, you'll be doing that game between Tampa and Carolina. So we got 2 great games coming away on Saturday, but that's where everything sits. Eagles and Bears, the 2 seed, gets decided next week. Look at the plummet that happens to the loser of Seattle and San Francisco. The winner is the 1 seed. The loser falls down into the wild card spot. Could be the 5 or the 6, depending on how it all falls. Same thing that we saw last year. So, Schefty, as we look at the big picture of the NFC right now, what stands out to you the most?
To me, this game on Saturday night is just a hugely important game. The Rams almost don't have a lot of motivation now. Am I missing something right now? You could almost rest next week, take your bye.
Yes, you want motivate. Yes, you want to be the 5 seed if you're the Rams.
Based upon your first round opponent, perhaps, if you're the 5 seed, you get the winner of the NFC South versus whichever team, Eagles or Bears, you might prefer to play.
But my point is these teams that aren't getting a bye can use this last week to get certain guys healthy. Like Devontae Adams wouldn't be playing next week if the Rams are in the spot. They're just not going to do that.
Very quickly also, for those of you who didn't stay up super late last night, Luther Burden got carted off the field after the final play of that game, but the news is good.
Yeah, he was carted off, and they did test after the game. Quad injury. Don't think it's serious, and that's one of those situations where you have to see how he is this week, but I could see them resting him next week and bring him back for the playoffs.
Okay, one thing I got to say about this is fascinating to me.
Go.
All year long, we talked about how the Rams are the best team in the NFC. And if not them, certainly the Seattle Seahawks. Not one time during this season did we ever say that about San Francisco.
Right.
And quite honestly, I'm still not saying it. I'm still not saying it. I love their offense. I love the coach and all that. I just don't think this defense is championship caliber. I think they're going to face one in the Seattle Seahawks in this last game.
What is it? When you talk about championship caliber defenses, you think of Seattle, you think of Philly, you think of the Rams.
That's correct.
You think of those other teams, but you don't think of the 49ers generating little pass rush like they did last night. But yet, here they are. They might be the 1 seed with a path to not have to travel again anywhere this season, even if they got to the Super Bowl.
I'd be shocked if the NFC representative isn't from the West. I would be
one of those 3 teams.
Absolutely floored. The 2 hottest offenses going into the playoffs are the Rams and San Francisco. Everybody wants to avoid Seattle and Philly's defense. That's really, this is where the matchups are going to, and the seeding will actually matter. If you can avoid having to play one of those 3 teams early on somehow, do it. Because you don't want to play Seattle's defense, and you don't want to play the Rams and San Francisco's offense.
Well, look, we know the 7 teams that are going to be in. We don't know the order necessarily. But you talked about the 3 teams on defense that you trust. The 49er defense is just banged up, I mean, beyond recognition. The Bears defense, they turn the ball over, but they're not good at all. The Packers are sliding right now. They're sort of skidding into the playoffs right now because of the injuries. They haven't won since they lost Micah Parsons and all the rest of that. So if we're going to believe in the Rex Ryan philosophy that defense is what winds up getting you there.
Defense is running the football and running the football.
Those are the 3 teams that you believe can do it. The Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers.
Well,
The
Philly,
three teams-
Philly,
the
and-
Eagles.
and
yeah.
the Eagles.
Yeah,
You're
not
buying
the Niners.
Eagles with
I'm definitely
negative
buying the
2
Eagles.
passing yards.
I'm
going to
buy them because of that defense. And later, I can't wait later in the show to talk about how impressed I was with that defense. When
Yes.
you talk about not forcing, Josh Allen had no pass attempts outside
Right.
the pocket.
Right.
We'll show you why
This
later.
is, this
It's
is
incredible.
the only
But-
chance you have to have success against Philly's defense is your boundary receiver has to be a superstar, because what they're doing now is Philly takes the philosophy that Quinyon Mitchell's the best corner in football, and they're just putting Quinyon into the boundary often. He's covering the guy one-on-one, and it allows everybody on their defense to, like, focus on the rest of the half of the field. They're the best tackling defensive football with Seattle. Once again, it's a very difficult defense to consistently have success against.
Final word.
No, final word is that the Eagles are a hell of a lot better than people think. And I get it.
defense
The
is awesome.
offense has struggled, but this is a championship caliber defense again.
With Jalen Carter
and
healthy.
playing at home is going to be critical.
Okay, we'll see. Again, the 2 and the 3 between the Bears and the Eagles is one of the things that is still to be decided.